Hi everyone, so now we are going to do the third challenge of the Android application exploitation series of CyberHackathon. This was the second round. So let's get started. First, I'm going to install the application into the emulator. Here we go, and where is the application? So it is named Weird UNI, I'm not sure why. So there's this button which I'm not sure what it does. So we are going to analyze the application statically and see what is the flow, how it goes, and continue forward from there. So let's first see what gets called when the application open, the main activity, of course. So let's take a look at it. Alright, so this one is separate from all the challenge videos I have created in the past. This one actually has a native library inside of it. You can just identify that using this native keyword, that there are functions which are being called from a native library, and they are not actually present in the Java source itself, right? So first, let's just make sense of what is happening and why, and then we are going to analyze the native library and the function inside of it. So first of all, we have a button in the UI which you can see over here, which is getFlag, and then it is loading all this actually methods right on the top. And then it is going to load this native library. So whenever you see this, that means that some native methods are being referenced from some native library somewhere, and this definitely, right? So let me just show you the difference between what happens when you call a method in Java, and then what happens when you do that in using a native library, right? So that is mostly public static string or the method name. So we can actually just analyze the applications from Android. We can maybe take an override, I guess, right? So I just want you to know what is the difference. So whenever you are going through application, you identify it at the first look. So this is the difference. Public void, right? You don't see the native keyword here anywhere. Public class writer, right? That is actually not a method. So if we just come in happy activity, we can see public string, this sticker, right? So you don't see the native keyword in here like that, right? So yeah, that's that. So now let's come back to the application itself. We are not going to go line by line, but just follow the instructions and the main points. So the first thing which is happening is the button is being declared over here, and then when the button gets clicked, this method is going to get called. So this method over here, what it does first, I think it is checking the files of the directory of the application, and then JNI break one method from the native library 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 are being assigned to these variables, and then these variables are being concatenated along with this, and then I think that's that. So let's take a look at write to file method, and also the write to file method is also actually written inside the native library. So we are going to skip that for now. And the next interesting thing which is happening is this method is being called, and inside this method, these three methods are being called: base first, second, and third. And also, of course, these are also from the native library itself. So we do not have anything to do in here in the Java code, right? So now let's decompile the application and get access to that to the native libraries and actually analyze those. I'm going to use Ghidra. I don't know Ghidra in depth that much, but just enough to actually look at what's happening. In some cases, not even that. Okay, so the native libraries are always hosted inside the application name, resources, lib, and they ship for multiple platforms. If you have the processor is ARM, and if it is Intel, or if it supports x86-64, so that, right? So it is cross-platform. We are going to pick up this 32-bit one, right? I'm just going to copy that into the main directory, which is here, and we're going to move this a little bit back, right there, right? So now let's open Ghidra, and we're going to analyze the library. And then I'm going to also show you a really simple way of doing it, which might not work everywhere, but that worked in the CTF, right? So yeah, whatever works. So I'm going to create a new directory here, if possible. Can we do that? Because Ghidra creates many files, which I don't want everything to be cluttered here. So just select this, call it whatever we want. In this case, it is cycle data. Finish. So we have created the project, and now I'm going to open the native library and analyze it. So I guess we can just double click on it and load that. So it will take some time whenever you open it to first analyze all the methods and functions. You can see the progress over here. Like if we open this function, you'll see that slowly it will start popping up with many other stuff. So it is just decompiling all those methods inside the SO file. So yeah, this is what mainly concerns us. So you can actually cross match the names over here, right? So in the SO file, the names are always like this: com, your application name, com example viewer GenAI, that is the application name, and then we have the main activity, right? And then from there, these methods, right? So if I expand this, we can see all those methods which are being referenced over here, right? So one thing which you should always look out for is that you can see that these methods are being called here, but is there some additional method which is not being called anywhere in the Java code but exists in the native library, right? So that means that is something interesting, right? The developer left it there, and in real life as well, you should take a look at it. So if we do take a look at all of these, we can see that mostly all of these are present in here, but this one method from GNI flag is not present anywhere in the source, right? So if we take a look at it, we can see that we do not have to concern ourselves with the source here, right? What we see mainly is that there is this hex string, right? From one, just looking at it, you can tell that it is a hex string. So we are going to decode this. I think there was a D in that. Yeah. -R, we can use X60 to that, and then there we go. We got the first flag for the challenge. So I'm going to call that cyber data flag PhD, and there we go. We got the first flag. Now onto the second flag. So for that, we are going to go in the sequence here. That is the write to file method, right? So let's take a look at that method. And this method is writing something to /flag2.txt. Let's take a look at that. What's happening? So that was simple, actually. We have just taken a look at the directory, example, your GNI, and we have the flag over here. Okay, it is also a hex string, so I'm just going to add equal here and copy this to here, come back here, and just decode this hex string as well. So this one you can see is kind of cluttered. This is where one of my friends was stuck. So all you had to do was just grab the first or third flag and format it according to it. So we are just going to do that. So sample letter flags, we have this, right? So you can see what we really need here is this, right? And there we go. The format is exactly the same, and the CTF hosting accepted this as a valid flag for us. Like maybe you could have taken up the 2018. I think maybe that's what he did, right? We had to, I guess, make it like that, right? Just exactly that, but I'm not sure what we submitted, but it was either with 2018 or without it, but this was the correct flag. So moving forward, we have here a GTE image. You can see this method is being called, and this method inside of it calls these three methods, right? So we can, just basically come over here. First, the GTE image, where is it? I cannot find it. Oh, actually that is Java method. I'm sorry about that. It is actually Java method. So this is not a native binaries method, right? So that is why these three are, right? So yeah, so these three are supposed to be in there. The first one is, so from base first, second, and third, these are the ones we need. So in first, we see that there is this base 64 encoded string, which is like really long, which we'll take a look at. And then we have the second method here, which isn't doing much. And then we have third one, which also has a base 64 string. So for this one, I wasn't able to, so this dat and most things I've seen that this contains or references the data. You can see that this is that base 64 data which we needed, right? So either you can, just copy from here, or I'm not sure if there's a better way of doing this. Just copy the hex stuff or whatever, but this is what you need actually, right? So I'm just going to do this and see if we can maybe somehow get it in a readable form. I'm not sure if we'll be able to. Okay, that's going insanely long. I don't remember it being that much long. Okay, we are going to give it another like 5 to 10 seconds. And it is still done. Okay, let's just ignore this, and we're going to use Objection Frida to actually look at whatever the method is returning and take a look at that. So shout out to Danish. This is what he did in the CTF himself. He was my teammate. So let's do that. First, I'm going to run Frida into the server, which we can do that with this, right? So the Frida server is already uploaded in the Genymotion emulator. You can do that, this step, for Frida to work. So now I'm going to use Objection, and I'm going to connect myself with the application. There we are, right? So now I'm going to, the first thing we are going to do is actually list the methods, right? So for that, what we have to do is we can do that with Android hooking list class methods. So, just take notes of this. And then we are going to pass the method name, right? So that is, in this case, we already have it here. How do we, I'm tapping tab, but it's not working. So, we can just add that here. So you can see all those methods which were in there, right? Now what we need here is the first, second, and third. We basically need the second one. We already have the third, but I'm, just going to demo all of these. So, to hook the methods and to see what is being returned, you can actually use this, right? So this is going to add a, look for whatever the first method is doing, the second, and this one for the third one. So, okay, so we are, just going to click on the get flag button over here, and we are going to get, since those flags, those methods are being looked at, we are going to, get whatever is being returned. So you can see the return value here, and you can see the backtrace over here, and yep, that is it. So let's, just copy this. I think it starts from here, and I'm going to copy that into Sublime, create something new, yes, so let's just create a new file. I'll call it data.e64. So this is the first part, and then if we come back here, this is the second part. I'm just going to concatenate this. Hopefully that is what needs to be done. There we go. So if we cat this, there we go. So if we try basics for decoding it, let's see what happens. So on the top, we can see that, the header of the file is PNG. So maybe this is a PNG file, and my terminal is messed up. We are just going to open a new one. I'm going to decode that and write it to maybe test.png, I guess I will do. And let's open the file, test.png. Wow, we have a barcode here, right? So to analyze the barcode, I think there was this bar, I'm not sure what is it now, sudo apt, I think bar image ig, something like that, I guess. So let's just look it up. Or you can, just decode the flag, the QR code online, the barcode online, or you can actually do that with CLI Linux. So Linux CLI barcode decode. Let's, I'm going to go with CLI. I think I installed a tool. I don't remember what was its name. Oh yeah, it was zbar, not bar. I'm sorry about that. So zbar image, and then just pass the barcode, and there we go. We got the third flag of the image. So now cycle data flags.txt. Okay, it's already being edited. Now I don't want to. So I'm just going to exit gracefully. There we go. So there we go. We got the first, the second, and the third flag. So that is it. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully see you in the next one. Just before we end the video, you can actually find more on Objection and Frida. So what it basically does is, it hooks the libraries or whatever the class method is, and it makes your life really easy. You had to patch the application in the old days and find out what is being returned, return that value and log it maybe, in the ADB logcat and see what is being logged, right? But using this, you can just simply dump the method, right, after finding those. So you can look at more, you can install it using pip3, install Objection, and you can, look at the guide of it on their GitHub page. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.